Hello everyone, Bill Hood here with the Velocity Group and the Trucking MBA. And it's been an interesting day today, and I wanted to cover a couple things that we've been going over and talk about how you can change some of your mindsets to make sure that you are moving your business in the right direction. So to get started off, I want to talk about something that I posted yesterday, something I learned over the past couple days, which is talking about ELDs and are they IFTA and IRP compliant. What I mean by that is if you were to use the miles that your IFTA unit gives you, your ELD gives you for your IFTA miles, when you have an audit, are you going to be able to use that information and they're going to accept that, or is it not compliant with the rules? So I was mistaken, which I think like a lot of other people, in the fact that if your ELD says that they can give you your IFTA miles, that they must be compliant. Well, I learned from, there's actually the IFTA organization and the IRP, the people who come together and set the rules for each of the states that they all agree upon, actually came out with some information telling you, no, that's not the case. Don't assume that's the case. There's no certification for any device saying that it is IFTA or IRP miles compliant. And they had a pretty decent form that they came out with, and I have a link to our website where you can download that form that lists off what the requirements are in a specific area for ELDs per the FMCSA, and then what the requirements are per the IRP and the IFTA organizations. So with that, we started learning, okay, this may not be as cut and dry as we all thought it was. I then actually added to that site a list of questions that you should ask your ELD provider to determine whether or not they are IFTA IRP compliant. Now, we've also gone out and we've started asking these questions of these companies ourselves, and amazingly, there's quite a few companies that we'll talk the frontline and midline support centers really aren't familiar with that, but we did have a couple companies that came back that we were able to determine are compliant. So we started learning a lot about this, and really one of the things that really jumped out at us as we were looking and talking to these ELD companies is that some of the big names out there that are in the bring your own device, you can use your own smartphone or tablet and connect via Bluetooth, may not be, they definitely aren't compliant from a record retention standpoint. So there's going to be a workaround, and regardless if they are record retention qualified, you still want to make sure quarterly you download everything you need in case you have an IFTA or an IRP audit, so that you have that information and you're not reliant on some company. But also want to take a look at some of the requirements. Some of these companies, it's looking like they really don't have that information out there and available to you. So what we want to do is we want to dig a little further into this, find out if it's a special report that you need to ask for, because some of these, it's definitely not in their regular reports that you can run. So it may be a report that's in the background that you need to ask for and run. So we're going to create another document that's going to list off those that are compliant, and if there's any things that you need to make sure you do to protect yourself, we'll have that in there as well. So we're going to have a link to all that down in the bottom here, as far as well as a link that we're going to put up here for the video we did last night about this. So the other thing that really popped up today was, and we see this all the time, let's not kid ourselves, is the victims out there, right? And you can't have a victim unless you have the evil villain, right? And when it comes to these people who can't seem to develop a business on their own without asking for either government assistance or telling other people what they need to do, the evil villain is that mystical person that runs this cheap freight, right? And the problem with these victims is these are people that don't care about your success. They really don't. All they care about is the fact that they're not happy, they don't have a purpose in their life. And what they're doing is they're looking to pull other people into a system and a negativity that is not based in reality. It's based in their own lack of understanding of what's going on out there, and the fact that they're unhappy because they don't have the drive or the ambition to develop the knowledge that they need to be successful. But a great example of this victim mentality and how it continues to build. If you were to put a post out talking about, hey, let's look at some of the things we can do from a mental state that helps us build our business. What are some of the things you say to brokers or to customers? What are some of the extra things that you do? Maybe get 20, 30 comments on there. Come out and say, hey, you know what? Hauling cheap freight, somebody's hauling this load out of Denver for $1.25 per mile, and you will literally get hundreds of comments of people coming back, many people repeatedly coming back and doing that. These are the same people that if instead of taking a look at somebody who is actually being successful out there, rather than trying to learn what they are doing, they're going to spend their time and energy participating in sucking and bringing everybody down, trying to find some level of joy in all the other people who are miserable because they have no purpose and direction in life. So it's one of the things, if you're out there and you're looking to be successful, make sure that you are taking advice and taking direction and looking to learn from people that you can tell have a purpose and have a positive attitude in life. Those are the type of people asking no questions that come back and they say stuff like that. So thank you for listening to me. If you like this video, make sure you smash the like button, follow us. We want to hear your comments. You don't have to agree with me. Love to have discussions back and forth with people. Thanks for taking your time.